Have you ever found yourself asking why your life feels so different from others? Why do you seem to be always pushing, always running, just to keep up? While some people seem to live with ease, peace, and financial stability. The difference is mindsets. However, if you're feeling like it's time for a change, or it's time to shift your entire life path to greatness, then keep watching, because what we're about to share isn't just another list of habits or quick fixes. These are principles that, if you're willing to commit to, you will redefine your life and find greatness in less than 6 months. We are going to share transformative principles and mindset shifts that have empowered successful people to experience greatness in 6 months than many people do in 6 years. 1. Put yourself first. You hear it all the time. You can't pour from an empty cup. But how often do you take notes? It's one of those sayings that sounds nice, maybe even wise, but can feel like a luxury in the reality of busy lives, demanding jobs, and people who rely on you. Taking time for yourself, however, isn't a selfish act. It's a necessary one. It's about showing up as the best version of you for yourself and for the people who count on you. If you're used to being the caregiver, the one who keeps things running, the one everyone turns to, it can feel unnatural or even wrong to prioritize your own needs. Guilt can creep in when you carve out time for yourself, as though you're somehow taking away from others by doing so. But the truth is, neglecting self-care isn't just harmful to you personally. It impacts everyone around you. Remember, when you constantly give without refilling your energy, you risk burnout, resentment, and eventually a breakdown of your ability to help anyone at all. So permit yourself to be a priority, because when you're at your best, everyone benefits. 2. Question your thinking. They might need adjustment. You have those moments when you question your experience or skills, thinking you need more education to get things right. However, in today's world, it's easy to see why people also think this way. Society prizes skill acquisition, constant improvement, and hands-on experience. As you're told, if you want to succeed, you need to level up and always be learning. And to some extent, that's true. Skills are essential, and continuous learning is valuable. But there's a common misconception that your skill sets alone will unlock the success you crave. You still think you need one more skill, one more qualification, or one last course to finally achieve your dreams. But what if the true change you need doesn't come from adding more skills to your toolkit, but from rethinking the way you approach challenges altogether? What if, instead of focusing outward, the most powerful shift you could make is inward? 3. Identify your counter mindsets. Ever heard of counter mindsets? It's the mindsets that work against your goals. Most times, it takes the form of self-doubt, limiting beliefs, or other negative thoughts, which can stop you from becoming the person you want to be. Think about it this way. When you look in the mirror, do you criticize your appearance? When considering a new career path or an exciting opportunity, does it whisper doubts about your qualifications? Almost everyone knows this voice. It's the same voice that makes you second-guess meeting someone new, taking a risk, or pushing you out of your comfort zone. So, how do we begin to overcome these counter mindsets? Awareness is a crucial first step because you can't change what you don't recognize. Notice when negative thoughts happen and pay attention to the specific thoughts it brings up. Do you notice it most often in social settings, when you're planning for the future, maybe when you're trying to improve your health or finances? Track the moments when these thoughts appear and try to identify any recurring themes. 4. Flip the switch. Once you've identified your recurring negative thoughts, the next step is to stop them from taking root in your mind. And one of the most effective ways to do this is with a technique called flip the switch. Flipping the switch means training yourself to consciously replace negative thoughts with positive ones, even if it feels unnatural at first. You see, positive and negative thoughts can't occupy the same space at the same time, so you can replace self-criticism with affirming statements, and with that, you slowly evict negative thoughts from your mind. You can try the if-then statements method. If your mind says, "I'm not good enough to apply for this job," then plan to immediately write down 3 qualities that make you a strong candidate. Or if your mind says, "I'll never finish this project on time," then plan to focus on the first small step you can take toward completion. 5. Understand your why. Many of you grew up with beliefs and routines that carried you into adulthood without question. These habits may have served a purpose once, but if they're holding you back now, it's time to let them go. Start to think about the most important area of your life. Which ones could benefit from growth or improvement? Ask yourself, what would I change if I knew it would transform my life for the better? For example, instead of "I want to be happier at work," you might clarify it as "I want a career where I feel respected, challenged, and passionate about what I do." Another example is if your goal is to become healthier. Think about how that would not only improve your quality of life, but also set a positive example for your loved ones. When your reasons are clear, every step, no matter how difficult, becomes worthwhile. 6. Motivation and willpower aren't enough. Motivation and willpower are important for self-improvement, but relying on them alone might cause burnout or frustration. That's why we've encouraged you in Step 5 to identify your why, because that's where motivation starts. Here's the problem. Motivation is fleeting, and willpower, as the latest brain science shows, is a limited resource. Think of willpower as a gas tank. You may start the day with it full, but each time you draw from it, you're slowly draining that tank. Let's give you an example. Suppose you're trying to eat healthier. You get to work and see a plate of Girl Scout cookies sitting next to the fruit bowl. You feel the urge to grab one, but you manage to resist, tapping into your willpower to make the healthier choice. Later in the day, you're planning to go to the gym after work. But as the day progresses, your willpower gets tested again and again, dealing with difficult clients, tackling last-minute tasks, and managing unexpected stressors. By the time you finish work, your willpower tank is close to empty, and it's harder to muster the energy to go to the gym as planned. Instead, you feel drained and end up skipping the workout. Sound familiar? This cycle plays out for many people. When you rely heavily on motivation and willpower, it doesn't take long to feel worn down. That's why so many people give up on their goals within a short time. 7. Set small goals so you can finish big. So, how little are we talking? Let's consider something as simple as one push-up. If your overarching goal is to incorporate daily exercise into your routine, then your tiny, attainable goal can be as straightforward as committing to doing a single push-up each day. This micro goal doesn't require an overwhelming amount of motivation or willpower, just a few seconds of your time. The beauty of this strategy lies in its simplicity. By setting such low barriers to entry, you eliminate the pressure and anxiety that often accompany larger goals. You may think, I can do one push-up, or I can spare a minute to meditate. Each time you accomplish your tiny goal, you reinforce positive behavior that builds confidence and self-efficacy. 8. Get comfortable with the F word. For most individuals, some see failure as a definitive end, a sign that they aren't cut out for the task at hand. However, high achievers have a fundamentally different perspective. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. Rather, it is a crucial part of the journey. In fact, the only thing that truly stands between them and their goals is the decision to stop trying. By preparing mentally for failure, you don't succumb to despair. Rather, you seek feedback, analyze what went wrong, and make the necessary adjustments to keep you moving forward. Your lives, your happiness, and your success shouldn't be accidental. They should be the direct result of your habits. Every decision you make and every repeated action you take should gradually craft the reality you live in. Now, regardless of where you're starting from, 6 months could be enough to change your life in ways you never thought possible. 6 months of small, dedicated changes to the way you think, the way you act, and the habits you cultivate could make an impact you feel for years to come. That's all for today's video. If you loved this video, be sure to leave a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.